Hi, I'm Rita Wilkins, also known as the Downsizing Designer. I am running a little bit late tonight. I'm just getting back from DC to meet up with two really special friends. So anyway, but I wanted to make sure that I came on live tonight to talk about a subject that is really quite interesting. It's called Downsizing by Decluttering. So, if you are thinking about downsizing, but you're not quite ready yet to take that big step, because that does take some due diligence to say I'm ready. But a lot of people aren't quite ready, but they do want to start living a simpler life with less stuff, but they're not quite ready to give up that big house. So, if that's you, this particular Downsizing by Decluttering Facebook Live might be what you want to hear tonight. So there is a way that you can take a first step towards accomplishing that goal of wanting to start living a simpler life with less, and it's called Downsizing by Decluttering. So you can start making the move, so to speak, by going through those closets, the drawers, the boxes, making decisions about, what to do with them, to give them away, to sell, to donate, or dispose of them. And also just to start making sense of all of the things that you've accumulated that you don't want, you don't need, you don't use anymore. So it could be just that particular moment, the Downsizing by Decluttering, that you can start going ahead and making some progress. Then, when and if you do choose to downsize to a smaller home, much of that hard work is already done. So, and not only that, when you declutter your home now, you begin to reap some of the benefits of actually downsizing. So that's why I think I call it Downsizing by Decluttering, because you start to feel a little bit differently about your house, and it starts to contribute to a little higher quality of life that's just simpler. So one thing is you start to discover that you have more time for the things that matter to you, without having to maintain and manage and organize all of that stuff. You now have less, so you have more time. And what's more valuable than your time, and to be able to live your life more fully. So another thing that you gain when you downsize by decluttering is you start to realize you have more freedom. You have more flexibility, more mobility. I also like to say you have less responsibility. So your life becomes more agile. You can start taking those kind of spontaneous trips or adventures, even just a quick, I don't know, for me, I went to Washington today just on the spur of the moment. But when you live with less, it opens up doors and opportunities for you to live your life differently because you're not encumbered by all of this stuff around you. A third thing that occurs when you start decluttering or downsize by decluttering is you have more peace of mind, and you have a lot less stress and a lot less overwhelm. So, decluttering and owning less helps you prioritize yourself and your life. So bringing things into your home isn't, you start to think about things twice. You just say, do I really want it? Do I need it? Why would I sabotage my progress here? So you start to feel just less stress and less overwhelm. So what I also found interesting when I downsized and when I help other people downsize is that you start to develop new habits. And one is you just don't buy so much. Or if you do, you start thinking about it a little bit more. So I know for myself, I said, well, why would I buy that? Because it's just going to clutter up my apartment, and do I really need it? So you start asking yourself questions, and you stop buying so much. You start paying attention to how much you already have. For me, I still look at my closets and I say, Rita, I've got way too much still. So you start to suddenly see the duplicates, the triplicates, and the clothes you never wear. And that's the kind of thing that occurs when you start to develop these new habits. And so you also find yourself questioning want versus need. So I rarely shop, but when I am shopping, I'll say, do I really want that? I should say, do I really need that? And I might want it, but the want goes way down and the need goes way up. So I need it, I'll buy it. If I don't need it, I just say, do I really, is it worth bringing it into my house? So an example for me is I found myself asking rather recently, do I really need another pair of shoes? And, I did, so I did buy them. But I just find that it's good because it's a habit that's now developed because I own less, have less space, don't want to clutter it up. And so those are healthy things that we can develop when we downsize by decluttering. And you develop habits of using what you have. My mom used that old-fashioned expression, making do. And I used to always think, oh, Mom, that's such an old-fashioned thing to say, but now I find myself doing it. Look in your pantry. What's for dinner? What's in the freezer? So you start challenging yourself to make do. You'd be surprised at how creative you can become, and you also will be surprised at how much money you save. I know certainly during COVID, many people found themselves making do. And frankly, I think it makes you just as happy. So, and the last thing is you find yourself editing on a regular basis. So, asking yourself questions like, when was the last time I wore this? How did I feel in it? And, if I didn't feel great in it, why would I keep it in my closet? Why is it taking up that space? Is it time to let it go? So downsizing by decluttering is something that you can actually start right away today. And just make it a habit in your life. You may not be ready to downsize yet, but when you are, your house is certainly going to be more prepared. So even if you're not quite ready to leave that big house, you can start removing some of those things that you've accumulated over all of these years. And if you need help, to get, I should say, Downsize by Decluttering actually helps give you a sense of what it will be like when and if you do downsize. So I hope that this has helped. And if you want to know more, go to my website, Design Services Ltd. We have over 450 blogs. A lot of it is on downsizing, decluttering, of course, design, because that's my background. But they're free, and just go there and just use them, and hopefully they'll be a big help to you. And if you do need help with the downsizing and decluttering, I just launched a course last week, and it's called How to Downsize and Declutter for Boomers, Find Freedom in Living with Less. So I hope that this helps, and I always enjoy your comments. And Shelley, I see you're on tonight. Thank you very much. And I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Take care. Have a great week.